Hi friends! Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Cal and I are here today to talk to you about some really great books that I think you might enjoy. But before we get started, I'd first like to say Happy September! We're officially in September now, which is one of my favorite months of the year, not just because I love the season of autumn, but because the last week of every September is Banned Books Week. So, Banned Books Week is basically a week that's dedicated to free speech and the freedom to read. It usually highlights the current and historical attempts to censor books in libraries and schools. The whole book community gets together for this. Librarians, booksellers, teachers, but most especially readers like you, because you're the most important part of Banned Books Week. What they're here to celebrate is actually just basically freedom, the freedom to read and to read what you want. What is censorship when it comes to books? Well, it is the act of someone in authority who tries to suppress ideas and information in books. Sometimes books are just challenged, which means somebody is trying to remove the books, and then sometimes they actually do become banned, and that is when the books are actually removed from schools or libraries. Books can be banned for all kinds of reasons: political, religious, moral, social. A lot of times, books are banned if they have sexual content or LGBT content. So, what I thought would be really fun is, because this is such a really important week for libraries, I thought instead of just celebrating it for 1 week, we're going to talk about it all month long. So, all throughout September, we're going to talk about books that have been banned, books that have been challenged, why they've been banned, and why also I think you might like them. Because a lot of these books are just really wonderful, and you might miss out on something if you don't get a chance to read them. So, the first one is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I'm sure even if you haven't already read this book, you've heard of it because it has a very popular TV show that is on, I believe, Hulu. That's The Handmaid's Tale. And this is a book set in a dystopian world called Gilead, where women are basically only valued for their reproductive status and their ability to have children. It's a very oppressive society. Women aren't allowed to read or do anything, make decisions on their own. I won't lie, it's not a very long book, right? It's pretty short, but it's a tough read. It's a tough read to read about a society that is just so scary, right? The reason it was banned was because it has sexual content, and also because it is offensive to Christians, some people say. And why I think this book is important is because I think that a lot of books that feature dystopian futures are really important to read because they can help you understand what needs to be done so that we don't, as a society, reach that point. I mean, I would hope that something like this could never actually happen, but unless you're aware of it and aware of things that could potentially lead us down this road, it could happen without you even knowing it. So I also really like this book because it's very empowering. So Offred, who is the main character in this book, it's just watching her journey is really empowering. I can't say too much about it without giving it away, but she overcomes many obstacles. She starts out very quiet and meek and not wanting to, rock the boat, but she ends up becoming a little bit of a revolutionary. And it's a fantastic book, and I highly, highly recommend it. And again, that's called The Handmaid's Tale. The next book I'm sure that you've heard of is called The DaVinci Code by Dan Brown. The DaVinci Code. Now, this is a book about a symbologist named Robert Langdon who uncovers this mysterious organization and this great mystery that has been hidden by the Catholic Church. There's a murder involved. It's a lot of action. He goes on the run trying to see what's going on with this mystery and why this person has been killed and what is going on with the secret organization. Why has it been hidden for so long? You can probably already tell why it's been banned before in the past, And it actually caused a really, really big stir when it first came out. And if I'm remembering correctly, I believe the Catholic Church actually denounced this book. Actually said, this book, if you are a Christian, you should not be reading this book. And to be completely honest, after the controversy was when I read it, because I was like, what is everybody talking about? Why is this so controversial? And I read it and absolutely loved it. You don't have to agree with everything that is in a book you read, but I think it's important to get other experiences and other viewpoints, because if you're only focusing on what you yourself believe in or what you know to be your own truth, you don't get to learn about other people's truths. And I think that's important. One of the biggest things with books is that reading books builds empathy, and it helps you understand other people, other ideas, and other viewpoints. Other than the fact that even if you just take this book with a grain of salt, it's a really good adventure story. There's a lot of action, there's a lot of suspense, there's lots of twists. It's just a really good thriller. And he actually has gone on, Dan Brown has gone on to write a lot of other books involving this character, Robert Langdon. I think this one is actually probably my favorite because it was the first one I read, but he does have a couple other books that are really, really good as well. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope these books sound really interesting to you. They are available at the Farmington Community Library, so please feel free to go and put them on hold. You can pick them up during our curbside service hours. And also, starting this week, we have began phase 3 of reopening, so you can actually come into the building for limited times throughout the week, and you can pick these books up that way as well. So thank you so much, my friends, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week.